Greetings, traveler. Money is important for video games. It's practically everything everybody talks about. How much this game sold, how much this company is making, and so on. And I found that to be the case, but not in the way that you think. I found a way to use that motivation to inform actually how I do my game design, and that completely changed the way I approach this topic. My name is Xanthos. I've been working in the games industry for over 10 years now. And before I jump into this, I'm curious to hear your opinion about how money is important or whether you think it's important to game development at all. So please write that down in the comments. I will definitely take a look. In my case, I always hated this idea. I thought, well, you make games for enjoyment's sake, right? You don't make games to get rich. You don't make games with the goal of getting other people's money. The goal here is to make the best content possible and to delight as many people as possible. However, at some point I started thinking, well, people give money to play games, and they give money to play games more so than other games that apparently are not doing well. So if you notice this trend, it looks more like a choice. It's like people are trading away their paper money, just like they're using paper votes to vote for whatever they want to see in the future. So essentially, I thought, well, people are not just buying things, people are voting with their wallets. They're telling us in a very indirect or direct, if you choose to see it so way, what they like, what is useful to them. To put this into a concrete context, many times in the games industry, especially for game developers, we see some cheap, hastily made mobile game that doesn't have good graphics or gameplay or anything noteworthy, seemingly, have crazy high sales numbers. And we think, that's a fluke, that's just an outlier, that's just an accident or whatever, but it happens. And I think there's something to be learned here, something that I certainly learned and has benefited me since. This thing that people are spending so much money on is giving them something back, and that's why they're spending so much money on it. So before you go into details about, oh, my game is so and so good in this domain, so people should appreciate it more, it's really up to other people to decide what they appreciate. And the way they show their appreciation is whatever system you have set up in your game for people to do so. It doesn't have to be only money. Perhaps it's how much time they spend in the game, or how many new players they invite into the game, or maybe some other added service that comes with the game and how much they use that. So there's many ways to think about it. But essentially the core concept is that people will show you what they like with how much money they spend in the game. And of course, it's a very common concept. Unfortunately, the way most companies use this is they say, well, this thing we did seemed to have great sales. A lot of people seem to spend money on this one feature or this one game that we made, so let's make more of that. This will happen inevitably. This is why you see games that have 1 next to their name get a 2, or games that have a 2 next to their name get a 3, and so on. So if a game is successful, the company is practically forced to make a new game in the same series, or expand its content, or make more DLCs, and so on. This is how most company executives think. But I think, certainly a game having success is good, but I think we can do better. In my case, when I think about this, I think, well, instead of having something put out there and see how people react to it and then responding to that reaction, why don't we do things completely the other way around? Just like we design games with a specific goal in mind, so showing a certain experience to the player, or delighting them in some way, or showing them something that we discovered in our gaming experience that we think more people should experience, or it would be fun for them to check out. Why don't we do the same with money and how we monetize things? So instead of seeing how people spend money in our game and reacting to that, why don't we think, well, what do I want people to spend money on? How much money do I want people to spend on this? In a perfect world where every player I have would interact with the game in my preferred way, what would that look like? What would it look like if someone is having so much fun with my game? They buy all the continuations in the series, 2, 3, 4, and so on, or they buy all the DLCs, or they buy all the items in the cash shop. How can I make the cash shop a fun experience? How can I make it rewarding to whoever is spending money? So not thinking, how can I get as much money from players as possible? That's not the point here. The point is, how can I make something people want? How can I make something that delights people so much they would be happy to pay money for it, and they value the money that they give much less than the enjoyment they get from purchasing whatever it is the game is selling to them? How can I create that feeling? How can I delight people in that way? As soon as I started thinking this way, this completely changed the way I do my game design. When I started thinking this way, I stopped being reactive to whatever people seem to spend in the game, and then just mimicking whatever that feature was, or just making a lot more of that, which certainly has its place, right? Don't get me wrong. But what if instead of reacting, we were proactive with these things, and we chose very specifically what we want to design for when we think how people will spend money in the game, and as much as possible make it a very worthwhile trade for the player, and put the player first in this exchange, not us, not the company, making players be delighted and then giving them the opportunity to give money back to us as a show of appreciation, not as a cheap attempt to cash grab at every corner possible. Anyway, that's the little revelation I had early in my career, and it really changed the way I see game design and sales in games. And if you know someone who's struggling with this topic of money, and money is evil and it's destroying games, I'm not saying this doesn't happen, because it does, but I think instead of fighting against it, we can use it to do better. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have fun.